Bill Haywood. Big Bill William D. Haywood is so strong in the West. That image of the strong Western man, but not a cowboy, not one of those movie images. His mother was a 49er who was stranded in Salt Lake, headed west. His father rode for the Pony Express. Bill Haywood was born in Salt Lake. Worked starting as a young teenager in the mines over at Gold Hill in Nevada. I was in Butte, Montana some years ago doing an organizing drive for the IWW at Butte Miners Hall No. 1. Went over to the Helsinki bar afterward, because that's where all the people at that drive wanted to sign up, and we signed up a good number of Wobblies then. But the woman who owned the bar, that's the last of Finntown, you understand. The rest had been mined out by the open pit mine in downtown Butte. Well, Viola, who passed away just lately, she said, there's a woman here in town that knows a story that you've got to hear. So she put a closed sign on the door, came back about 15 minutes later with a tiny little Finnish woman who sat there for the better part of 2 hours sipping that harsh Finlandia vodka. And like a flower, gradually began to open up. The story she told me was about Big Bill Haywood, about the time that he lived in Butte before there was a Wobblies. Worked as an organizer for the Western Federation of Miners. He was married to a woman by the name of Nevada Jane. Nevada Jane had fallen from her horse and couldn't walk. She was crippled for life. The way the story went, in the morning, you could see Big Bill Haywood carrying Nevada Jane and the two kids down the hill. He would leave her at the train station where she could organize the women of the town while he was in town dehorning. I asked this old lady, "What that dehorning? What is that?" She said, "Well, when the miners are underground, you want to plan a union meeting. So when they get off shift, they'll go to a union meeting and do something about changing the condition of their labor, the condition of their lives. But instead, they head for the bars. So while they're underground working, you go to the bars around town with axe handles and make sure they're closed. Of course, you get beat up a lot." She said, now, well-bloodied Bill Haywood would make his way back to the train station and pick Nevada Jane up in his arms and carry her with the kids hanging off of each shoulder back up to that little house they lived in. Well, that's kind of a different idea of the Big Bill Haywood that you read about in what history books will talk about him. I was on my way down to a club in Hopewell Junction, New York, with Kate Wolf, who was a fine and remarkable singer who passed away from leukemia some years ago. Kate was going through my notebook in the back seat and found that story about Nevada Jane and Big Bill Haywood. She told me to pull over, made me get in the back seat, gave me my pad and pencil, and told me to turn that story into a song, which I did. And the reason she did that was because she said, you tell all these stories and sing songs about these strong male figures in the labor movement, and this is a little different idea of a man like that, a little different idea of Big Bill Haywood, other than the usual roughneck image that we always get. So I got in the back seat and she drove, and yes, I did get it done. Are the linens turned down in folds of glowing white? Are you lying there alone again tonight? He's marching again through the cold November rain. You know he'll come back home, Nevada Jane. And when he stumbles in with blood upon his shirt, washing up alone just to hide the hurt, he'll lie down by your side and wake you with your name. You'll hold him in your arms, Nevada Jane. Have you seen the way he holds her as though she was a bride? Children riding on the shoulders, strong and white. She never thought to scold him or even to complain, and Big Bill always loved Nevada Jane. Nevada Jane went riding, her pony took a fall, The doctor said she never could walk again at all, but Bill could lightly lift her, the big hands rough and plain would gently carry home Nevada Jane. For the storms of Colorado, they rained for 10 long years. The mines of old Montana were filled with blood and tears. California, Arizona, yeah, and Utah heard the name of the man who always loved Nevada Jane. But now the ranks are scattered like leaves upon the breeze, and with them go the memories of harder times than these. But some things never change, they always stay the same, just like the way Bill loved Nevada Jane. Have you seen the way he holds her as though she was a bride? Children riding on the shoulders strong and wide. She never thought to scold him or even to complain, and Big Bill always loved Nevada Jane. Yeah, Big Bill always loved Nevada Jane.